Our second speaker is our club president and the Division C director, Mr. Eric Browning. He will be providing an overview of the upcoming Toastmasters International Convention, the annual business meeting held therein, and share how and on what matters our club will be voting. Eric is working in the leadership development pathway, and this is a level 3 elective. Please welcome Eric Browning presenting Our Club Has a Say. Eric?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, tonight I will be sharing with you about the annual business meeting at the Toastmasters International Convention in the Nassau, Bahamas in the next week. It begins next Wednesday. What is this convention business? Oh, come on. There we go. What is the International Convention? Does anybody know? Anybody would like to take a guess? Let me explain. The International Convention is when all of Toastmasters International around the world holds one big meeting. At the meeting, you can have there are educational sessions, networking opportunities with your district and other people from around the world. There is the accredited speaker program, the level 2, that's the final. The accredited speaker is a very selective designation that people in Toastmasters can earn. It shows a very high level of public speaking where you have demonstrated professional level speaking. The Golden Gavel, an award that is given by Toastmasters to people with outstanding communication and leadership skills. People like Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, there are a number of other people who have been awarded that over the years. It is also where, you might remember in the spring, we held a club speech contest. The winner of a club speech contest went on and competed in an area contest. And then they won at the area, and they went to the division, and they went to the district, and they went to the region semifinals, and they worked all their way up, and they will be flying out to the Bahamas, whoever wins, and the final 10 people will compete. And the, quote, best speaker, the world champion of public speaking, will be crowned. The annual business meeting is held, which is what I'll be talking about this evening. It is an annual event. This year, as I've mentioned, it is being held in the Bahamas. It's a hybrid event, which means any of us can go for $55, or you can buy an airplane ticket, accommodations, and spend $725 to attend in person there. I have not been myself. I do look forward to going at one point. I think the Bahamas would have been a really cool one to do, since that is a place I'd like to visit. But let's dive into the annual business meeting, which is held during that convention. What is that? It is abbreviated the ABM, and it is a yearly assembly of the voting members of Toastmasters International to hold official votes on business. Who are those people? They are each member club, such as ours. Also, delegates at large, which include the international president of the organization, the president-elect, the first and second vice presidents, international directors, of which there are 14, past international presidents, past international directors. We have one of those in our club, that is Dietmar, and district directors. And it's primarily held to elect future board members and other business of the organization. As I mentioned, it is the official business meeting of Toastmasters International, which is a nonprofit corporation. The corporation is governed by the California Corporations Code, which dictates things like whether a vote can be held remotely, how long balloting can be open, whether you have to attend in person, and so forth. And therefore, we, as our club votes, must also follow those rules. As I mentioned, we elect a board of directors and make changes to policy, protocol, and our bylaws of the organization. This year, we will be electing international officers, the president-elect, the first vice president, and second vice president. The president-elect goes on to become the president the next year at the end of the convention. So that is not directly elected per se. And this year, 7 international directors that serve 2-year terms are being elected, and those are for the odd regions. That means ours being Region 2 does not have a director being elected this year. As far as I know, at this time, there are no other proposals to be voted on, which means the only matters of business before Toastmasters will be the election of those officers. So how do we, as Conejo Valley Toastmasters, cast our 2 votes at the annual business meeting? That is done by assigning a proxy holder. And that is something that our Secretary Hampus did just a couple of days ago. So who is our proxy holder? Well, if you were here on Monday, last Monday, we held a vote and we decided as a club to appoint Dietmar Wagenknecht. He's a distinguished Toastmaster and past international director. I'd like to just review some of his accomplishments as well. He was a district governor. I believe it was District 30 and from 2004 to 5. He's a past region advisor twice, possibly 3 times over. I'm sure he could clarify that if he were asked. He's a past international director, which means he's also a delegate at large for the remainder of his time, as long as he's a member of Toastmasters. He received a Toastmasters Presidential Citation in 2012 and a Toastmasters Lifetime Achievement Award from District 30 in 2012. And we are proud to have him here as a member of Conejo Valley Toastmasters. When is the annual business meeting? It is August 18th from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the Bahamas. What does that mean locally? That's 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific time. I understand that Dietmar will be attending locally. How will Dietmar vote? The club can and currently is leaving it to his discretion. Alternatively, the club can choose to instruct him how to vote on the different offices and who to vote for. And with that, I'd like to give Dietmar a big thank you because he'll be getting up very early and doing the business of our club in the Bahamas. So I would like to put our hands together for Dietmar. Well, that's it. For more information about the convention, the annual business meeting, its agenda, the policies and procedures for voting, and everything you could possibly want to know, including frequently asked questions, just go to our international website, toastmasters.org. And with that, I hand control back to our Toastmaster this evening. Thank you.